Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator living just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Today's card is a Get Well card, Feel Better Soon, using one of our die sets that doesn't have a stamp set to go with it. Wanted to Say dies. It says a happy birthday, congrats, and then this Feel Better Soon, and it also has some miscellaneous dies that you can cut out to decorate. And the other thing that we're using today is going to be our 4 square decorative masks. There are 4 different options, and I'm going to use this one today. When you make the mask, it's really kind of cool. Ooh, I should give you this information. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can get the project sheet by going to my website. It's stampmesilly.com. If you have any questions or you want a free catalog, you can contact me at jandufour@yahoo.com. If you would like to purchase any of the products that I'm showing you today, you can go to jandufour.stampinup.net. All right, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Night of Navy and a blending brush that you've used on blues. I've done a lot of blues, it feels like. Everybody's into the blues, so... And I like blue. It's just not my favorite color currently. It used to be a long time ago, but... And all I'm doing is I'm using what is it? The tape that's not sticky all the time. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, to mark these. Now, a lot of times when you do blending, they'll say start off the page. But in this case, I'm going to just start on there. Now, it leaves a big mess on top, but watch. While I'm filling in, I can take some of that ink and use it. So it's a good thing. And I do want them fairly dark. If you want more of a blended, multi-tone look, then you can certainly do that. Again, I went directly to it, because I can pull this ink down and use it. So it saves a lot on the ink. I'm trying not to get too much on your hands. I didn't do very well the first time I did this. I got quite a bit of ink on me. That's just okay. As long as you're prepared for it, right? Not a surprise. So I'm kind of looking at it. And in this particular case, I want you to use the backing is 6 inches because this is 6 by 6, and I want you to fill in all of them, even though we know the card size is smaller than that. I'm just checking. I got some of the X's that are not completely as dark as I want, but see, I'm borrowing the ink that's already sitting on top. I think that's good. Oops, there's one up there that I don't like. Okay, so we're going to put that aside. It's, might not be perfect, but it doesn't need to be. I am going to carefully lift this up because remember, this is dirty with lots of ink. I'm just going to put it aside right now because I don't want to mess with it. We'll play with that later. See, not too bad. I got a little bit up here. All right, so we got one looking good here. The first thing I'm going to do is put the ink away before I get it all over myself. I am going to cut, or trim, I should say. I want to get what's usable. So in other words, I wanted to get rid of this piece. And I wanted to get rid of this piece. So now this is my working piece, and it looks pretty good all over the place. Now, the first layer of a card, if you're doing 1/4 inch layering, would be 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to do 5 1/4, and I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to do 4. Now, when I look at this, it's a little bit wider here than it would be when I cut it. So I'm just going to trim this a hair, not any of the edging, but this way when I put it on 4, I am cutting this in the middle, but that's okay. It's better than white space in this particular instance, if you will. Did I do that? Yeah, okay. So then I'm gonna put this away for right now. And we're gonna take our cardstock, and all the measurements will be in the project sheet over on my website. This is a normal A2 card. And because it's dark in the middle, we're gonna go ahead and put the same layer. It'll be 5 1/4 by 4 on the inside so that you can write something. So we'll go ahead and put that in now. Wrap that down. Now you'll notice I got a couple of pieces left over here. So I thought it would be a good idea to use them, because why waste something? You're certainly not going to use it on another card. Kind of small. This piece here you might use on another card. But I figured, what the hey? I'm going to use this piece on the inside of the card. Then I started thinking about, ooh, let's decorate. I'm trying to grab another envelope. Let's decorate an envelope. Now you could decorate it straight across here, but it wasn't quite long enough. So I decided to use it over here. Now, this is where you put your return address. You cannot put it here, here, or here, or the post office will kick it out. And you don't want that to happen. So I decided to put it along here, which is 4 3/8 sort of. So I'm cutting off the white again. And then we'll do 4 3/8. And then I'm gonna just trim, actually I'm gonna trim off a whole set of X's just because that's kind of wide. Again, you have to be careful when you're doing postal things. And then this needs to be 4 1/4 Again, gonna trim off the white a little bit. White space is not as fun. 4 1/4. Again, all these measurements will be in the project sheet. All right, so this is for the inside of the card. This is for the envelope. We're gonna get to the fun stuff here in a minute, but I figured I'd get this going. Yeah, and yeah, this is the piece I want. We'll go ahead and put this down here. Should just fit. Give it a little bit of trim on the outside. And then we'll close that up and let that dry. Right now, since I've got this out, I'm gonna go ahead and decorate our envelope. That should fit right there. And then we're gonna get to the message. I had absolutely no get well cards. I don't know what happened. Usually I kind of spread them out. I'm gonna go ahead and, because all of this is glue drying, I think I've shown you this before. I use the biggest block that Stampin' Up! Uses for a paperweight, basically, and this is for my second card, because you never do just one, no. All right, so next we need to do the words, which is a 2-piece die set. Again, from this set, each one of them has the word and then the bubble outline, or, you know, larger layer for it. And I learned a couple of things doing this. I wanted to get it to be elevated. And don't put, I'm saving you the trouble. We sell foam adhesives, and I use them all the time. So I went ahead and I put it on the blue, and I cut out the blue, and this is way too tiny. It was a nightmare trying to get this off. It's much easier to use glue either with a fine nozzle head, or if you don't have that, you can use a pile on something that'll go away, like a surface like this, or something you can throw away, and just dab you know, put a dab of glue here and then just put dots. Putting dots on this worked great. Now, I did do one of the cards in the blue, as you can see here, and that was okay because there was enough surface to be able to do that. And it looks like you can get not quite 3 of them on here. So then I decided, well, what happens if I use mini glue dots? And oh, wondrous things, it worked fine. So, and it was actually easier than any of the others. So what I'm telling you is I would first, and I do use my tweezers with this, when you dot, you do not have to draw the entire thing. This glue is really strong. What you need to do is to touch up and put a dot on all the edges, top and bottom of each letter, and at the end and beginning of each letter, like this and this. I'll show you this after I've got all of the dots in. That didn't go. Oops. It's a big dot. That's all right. I'm doing it on this mat so that we can just erase all of it or wipe off any of the glue without it doing anything terrible to us. All right. So I feel very comfortable that this is going to get put on there and it's not going anywhere. I do use this so I can show you. See the white dots? All right. Then, of course, I cut out the shadow of it. And wait, this probably doesn't show very well. Put this back on here. I would recommend either attempting to glue down the side, or the way I did it because I'm using tweezers was to do the top. So I got feel, my reverse scissors or my reverse tweezers. I got feel in the right place. Now better needs to come over before you know, push it down. It's very movable. We're just going to move it over. Better. Oops, messed up my arm. And soon. And that goes down very well. So there you have it. Now, I still wanted it elevated. So you will find on my blog a picture, because I did take a picture of it, of what it looks like when you use I gotta get this started, mini glue dots. They are small enough to go everywhere except one spot. It's on the T, which I did, and a little bit along here. Oops. To pop it up. And obviously this is a little bit less expensive than using our foam sheets. Not that they're over expensive, but they, you know, that it is, can add up. And then all I did was cut one of them in half to put that, oops, along here, because I felt like that oops, I only got I got the unglued part. Right here. I'm gonna have to use my reverse tweezers to get rid of these crazy, oops, oh, that's me, that's crazy. I put the sticky part in the wrong section. I got one sticky part in the right part, but all right. And then again, what I did was, instead of cut one of them in half, I kind of used the edge and then put that down along the top for the T. You could also use your regular ones. Grab one here and just cut a slim edge off of that too, if you don't have the mini glue dots. This just was super easy. They're really tiny, and because I'm working at an angle, it's interesting. Let me just put it that way. Oops, I had it upside down. Put it right there, and then I need the other one. Right. Apparently there were 3 parts. We'll put that one right there. Of course, you have to put the sticky side down. That's the important part. I shouldn't have to tell myself that, but anyway, there you have it. And that's going to be enough. I might put one more here. Oops. So I put a bunch more there because they all came off because I cut them. All right. So that's plenty. And that will keep it well elevated. It's not going to go anywhere. This is not being my friend because I touched it too much. There we go. And we'll just take off the little papers, you know, the ones that follow you all over the house. You all know what I'm talking about. All right, hang on. This one's a long one. It might come off. Oh, nope, I was thinking it might come off all at once, but that didn't happen. This is the longest part of the project. It's not terrible, but you know, when you're being filmed, those little things don't want to come off like they should. They're usually a little less. Oh, here's another trick you can use. I've done this before too. You stab it. You stab it and remove it. Stab it and remove it. And they just like stick to this thing. And there's another way to get rid of them all. All right. So let's see. The card should be dry by now. And we should be ready to put this on here. So I will go ahead and do that. And as you can see, I didn't cut off the white barrier over here, and it really doesn't matter. I like it better if I had done that, but you know, when you do it, it's not quite long, so if you don't like the half cuts, just leave them like this. Go ahead and lay that down. And as you can see, it's down just as well as when you use the full sheet, and it looks fine. And it has a really pretty envelope with it, which is way cool. And you should always make two. While you're working on one, just go ahead and make two. I hope you enjoyed this. This is going to post the beginning of August. So you should be getting a catalog from me because starting September 6th, I think, is our new mini catalog, which I haven't seen yet. But demonstrators always get a preview, which is fun, and a pre-order option, which is also very fun. But so if you have not ordered from me in the last year, and you want a free catalog, make sure that you email me, jandufour@yahoo.com, so that I can make sure that you get a catalog when they come out in September. They'll come out a little bit earlier. You'll get it right at the very end of August. Visit my website, that if you're on YouTube, this is where you'll get your project sheet at stampmesilly.com. My store is jandufour.stampinup.net. And I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Bye.